Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about one of our favorite characters we love to hate, Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. This review is going to be on season 1, episode 5, and the reason why I say Carrie is the worst and she's bad at everything is because Carrie is no doubt a slut. She's a hoe bag, like, for real. Like, she can say this shenanigan all day that I usually don't do this thing, blah, 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 blah.
I don't sleep with men. I've only known a day.
I see.
I gave in.
Whatever, Carrie. You's a hoe, and you're bad at it too. And if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved.
We were there to celebrate the moment.
This is humiliating. We've been waiting for 45 minutes.
I think I'm gonna faint.
Doesn't she know who we are?
Who are we?
So the episode starts off, it's Carrie and Samantha. Carrie is acting like a petulant child and Samantha's sort of mothering her. They're both starving. They're trying to get into this exclusive restaurant and they're throwing around the old, do you know who I am and I'm important and give me a seat because I'm special.
We've been waiting 45 minutes. I'm not sure you understand, but I'm kind of somebody, and she's definitely kind of somebody, and we really need to eat now. I'm sorry.
Kind of vibe with the hostess, and the hostess is having none of it because though it's not a super important job, it is a job with a sense of power. And I'm sure it probably doesn't pay that well either. But that's how some job opportunities are. They may not be glamorous or pay well, but there is a power trip. That hostess is definitely taking full advantage of that perk of the job.
She cannot do this to us. We're leaving.
After, I guess, that insult of an experience, Carrie needs a little retail therapy. If Carrie's anything, she's a person who wants the economy to keep on going. There's never going to be, what do they call it? A no-spend season for Carrie. She's not doing it. She loves being a consumer. Now stay with me here. I know this is sounding boring so far. But what we really want to talk about here is...
Gives me money. I don't understand. What exactly about me screams poor? Besides the $1,000 on the end table?
I guess we can't mention the real issue until we mention that Carrie, she has a spending problem, but just as easily she has an income problem. If you can't have both, you can't be so irresponsible with the way you spend money and also not even have the money in the first place. I mean, I guess that's why our country has such a high personal, consumer debt. Shucks, even the businesses are pretty irresponsible with spending. Our national debt is ridiculous. As much as we talk down on Carrie about her spending, a lot of Americans are just as guilty as she is, I guess. Maybe not for the same reasons, like shoes, but debt is debt. It kind of doesn't really matter why you're reckless. The result is the same. So, back on topic. Carrie's irresponsible as hell. She's trying to, buy some shoes to calm her.
Well, I decided to investigate this theory I had about shopping as a way to unleash the creative subconscious. I'm gonna take them. I was already planning on returning them when...
They told me to do that.
She gets declined. And when I saw this scene, even when I saw it the first time as a kid, I was like totally taken aback by this man cutting up her card, like And I've never seen that happen in real life. I don't even know if that's real. Like, I would imagine a store clerk would be nervous to do something like that in real life because people are unhinged as hell. Leave that up to the credit card company. This stuff is computerized. Why do you need a physical person to cut the card up when all they have to do is block it or completely revoke her credit? Bitches be crazy. But no. Yeah, I could see Carrie jumping over a counter about her credit card. Like, it could happen. She seems unhinged enough to do something like that. Carrie doesn't have to actually see the consequences of her actions, which seems to be true throughout the whole, you know, universe of Sex and the City. Carrie rarely faces long-term consequences for anything that she does wrong. But this is exceptionally fast how the universe solves her problems. Just as soon as her card is cut, a hand reaches to the countertop and places a nice, shiny new card for payment.
Scusa, that won't be necessary.
Oh my god! No, I can't let you do this.
Of course you can. You can pay me back never. Besides, it's on Carlo.
Oh.
And this is a old acquaintance of Carrie's. I'm not even sure if it was her card. When you look at the full context of the situation, it was probably her male companion's card who she was in the shop with, because I guess this guy lives by T.I.'s philosophy. It ain't tricking if you got it.
No, it ain't nothing to drop a couple stacks on you. Want it, you can get it, my dear.
So Carrie gets her nice shoes.
I think you have too many shoes.
Shut up!
I think you have too many shoes.
Shut up!
I think you have too many shoes.
Shut up! Stupid boy.
And take the shoes and we talk soon, eh?
I can't do this.
Of course you can.
I couldn't understand a word she was saying, but I felt I had in my possession all the Italian I'd ever need to know. Dolce, dolce, dolce.
She reconnects with this woman who has expendable income of other people.
Most people would classify Amelita as Eurotrash. Thought she was fun.
Carrie gets home. She's reflecting on the situation. In the same breath, Carrie speaks about how she envies this woman and just as quickly puts her down and calls her a whore.
I envied Amelita. Her life was a blur of rich men, designer clothes, and glamorous resorts. She didn't actually work for a living. Where's the line between professional girlfriend and just plain professional?
And not just a whore, but someone she wouldn't want to have to walk in her shoes. Carrie then calls the gang over to her place for, I guess, a poker game or something. I don't know. I don't know if they were playing for real money, if Carrie was trying to, like, ease some money out of her rich friend's pockets. Who knows with Carrie? Don't put anything past her. She's a scoundrel.
Women have the right to use every means at their disposal to achieve power.
Saturday night, in an effort to save money and maybe even pick up a few extra bucks, I invited the girls over for poker.
She's a underhanded scoundrel who wants to pretend like she's Little Miss Innocent, Little Miss Don't Suspect Me of Anything, but really sneaking in the back door of just about anything. But, you know, she wants to run her experience by the crew. And of course, Samantha gives her spiel about money, sex, and power. There's no hurt feelings, no crime, no injustice done. But Miranda, our resident feminist, definitely doesn't like that perspective. She thinks it's wrong. She thinks it's setting women back, etc., etc., etc.
Men give, women receive. It's biological destiny.
Hello! Do you really want to be saying that? I mean, that's exactly the kind of argument men have been using since the dawn of time.
And Charlotte thinks she's not exactly taking the feminist approach about it, but she is taking, I guess, like a moral high ground that there's something implicitly transactional That's the word. Okay. She thinks it's too transactional. So Carrie takes her 3 little angel devils on her shoulders and, ingests that information. And when that friend calls her up for party time, I guess, or just to have someone entertain the additional male suitors, Carrie's hesitant to partake in the activities. Or, I mean, it's not really activities yet. It's really just going out for dinner.
What if you just come down here and be your fabulous self?
The truth was, I could barely afford that either.
There's no strings. It's just, do you want to come out? Come meet my friends.
Let's get some shoes. Let's party.
Sort of thing. Nothing nefarious.
Darling, what took you so long? Gorgeous. $12,000. Gilles is an architect from Paris.
Oh. How long are you here for?
Just a couple of days. On business.
I've told Gilles all about you. I told him you were the most beautiful, talented, and fascinating woman in New York.
And she gets dressed and she meets the friend and she meets the friend's friends and she's witty and blah, 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 blah. So Carrie decides, that she wants to keep talking to this guy. He's walking her home. They're being all cute.
I think you should give up your life here and move with me to Paris immediately.
I thought you were spending the next 6 months in Brazil.
You can join me there first.
Oh, don't tempt me. I'll see you tomorrow. Bonsoir. But I felt like I was floating on air.
Carrie likes to put on a front like she's independent, don't need no man kind of situation. Like the type of person Carrie is, she is of the mindset that she is the best version of all her friends. Like she's a little bit of each of them, but the better version of them. She's slutty like Samantha, but not as slutty. So she's better. She's independent like Miranda, but not to a fault. She still likes men to do things for her. She's traditional like Charlotte, but not to the point of being a prude. So I don't necessarily agree with that concept that Carrie is better than her friends, but I definitely think Carrie thinks she's better than all her friends. Meh. Back to the point of Carrie thinking she's an independent woman. She's on this walk with this guy she just met. She's all, I'm a writer, but I'm starving. I'm a poor artist. Help me.
I'm so broke these days, I might take you up on that offer just to save in rent.
Writing does not pay well.
No, it does.
And it's like she's throwing out all these hints that she's having all these financial woes, but she's so surprised by him listening to her complain about her financial troubles. And she's so offended when he decides to compensate her.
Gives me money. I don't understand. What exactly about me screams poor?
I mean, she's choosing to interpret what that money meant. He enjoyed her company. He liked her. She's a nice acquaintance. He is a philanthropist. He likes to help people, randos, strangers. Who knows? He could be the kind of guy who gives money to charities or homeless shelters, hands a guy on the street who needs help, he hands him $500. Why wouldn't you, as a person who opened your body up to him, be more entitled to, some form of charity, if you want to think of it as charity, or think of it as a nice gesture? I don't know why she chose to see that money as this great affront to her dignity and her womanhood or her personhood. She just chose to be negative about it.
You guys, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna write the whole thing off as a bad date with a cash bonus.
And the reason why I say Carrie is the worst and she's bad at everything is because Carrie is no doubt a slut. Like, at least your friend understands that she's using herself as a commodity and she's getting something from it. You, however, are running up the mileage for what? For funsies? That's dumb. And even if you're going to do that for funsies, you are in no financial position to treat this as a hobby. You need to get on the grind like your friend over there who's getting $12,000 tennis bracelets. And
You won't believe what Carlo bought me this afternoon at Van Cleef and Arpels. Gorgeous. $12,000. Oh.
even though I'm not so sure that trinkets and stuff have a great resale value on the market, I don't know. But I'm sure she was getting cash too and getting things paid for. But Carrie is on this high as hell horse where she not only acts like she's not a whore, she's not a slut, she's not an easy woman, but she also acts like she's not starving for more money because of her extravagant lifestyle. So really, this rant is just about Carrie having a problem with that $1,000 that her male suitor left her on the nightstand and how she threw everything out of proportion. She's fake pious. I think that's the word I'm looking for. She has this fake piety about, no, I don't want to run up his bill. No, that's not right. No, I don't want to take his money. I wish I had his phone number so that I can return it to him. What?
But he had left me a note with $1,000 in cash. You know what, you guys, this isn't right. We're gonna pay for all this ourselves, all right? I don't know whether to take it as an incredible compliment or as an incredible insult.
Just take it, period.
Well, I wouldn't know how to return it anyway because the one thing he didn't leave me was his phone number.
You just allowed this woman that you haven't seen in forever to pay for your shoes after your credit card declined. And not only did she paid with someone else's money. And you allowed it. Where is the piety in that? Where's the outrage at that? Carrie, I mean, I think she might have said, no, I can't. But she let that woman, it was a fake no. Don't do it. No, stop. Don't. No really meant yes to Carrie. Like, she was definitely playing games in that moment. So Carrie is just always putting on a show, and it's so upsetting. Like, Carrie, just be you. I'm not saying we would like you better, but some people might like you better if you were just honest with yourself. You just lie to yourself and lie to everybody else, and oh, girl, know thyself. You're a mess. Stop it. So, after all her inner dialogue BS, Carrie finally decides that she's okay with keeping the money that she really had no choice but to keep. Yes, she could have donated to charity, but Carrie is not the donating type. Carrie is the type of person to justify that because she's poor, by her own doing and her own extravagance, she in fact is the charity that needs to be donated to. So it's like, Carrie, shut the hell up. Just shut up.
Shut up, Chris. Just shut up.
But I guess what can be said about this other than Carrie's a silly, fake, bad friend? bad whore, bad everything, just bad. She's just bad. I guess there is a silver lining to this episode, and I guess to Carrie in some way. We're left with this situation where Carrie returns to the exclusive restaurant where, and I forgot to mention this earlier, where Samantha and Carrie were rejected from the restaurant because, they're not important enough for such an exclusive place. The party girlfriend invited Carrie after buying the shoes for Carrie. She invited her to that restaurant, and that's where she met her sugar daddy. But Samantha convinced Carrie to go back to the restaurant, like, well, you've been there once. They'll let you in again, because Samantha's desperate to get into this place.
I just can't believe that you had dinner at Balzac.
It doesn't work. And, they're ready to cut their losses. Carrie goes to the bathroom, and she just happens to be in there with the hostess. And what do you know? Carrie, in this one moment, and she's had others, but, they don't really stick out like all the bad things that Carrie's done, because that's life, no one really remembers when you do good. They just remember when you do bad. But anyway, the good thing that Carrie did, she was a girl's girl. And when the hostess asked for a tampon, Carrie said, of course, sure. And they share this magical handoff in which a menstrual receptacle leaves one woman's possession and enters another, unused, of course.
And the most powerful woman in Manhattan asked me for a favor.
Do you have a tampon? Oh, sure. Of course.
And after that, the hostess was, I'm not going to say she was indebted to her, but she felt compelled to be kind, repaying one kindness for another.
I never told Samantha the source of my newfound power, but from that moment on, we never had a problem getting a table at Balzac again.
Carrie could have just as easily been like, this B word has, rejected me over and over. You can bleed all over the floor for all I care. She could have taken that kind of approach, but she didn't. I guess we can learn from this situation two things: that you should always be a girl's girl as a woman. This is not a conversation directed towards men. And the second thing is piggybacking off of being a girl's girl. Really, it's better to try to, I guess, I'm not going to say finesse women. Like, you shouldn't be a woman finessing other women, but more so you should find your way into a woman's good graces. And I say that because men are finicky. Yes, they may be willing to spend a lot of money for a night of pleasure or your company or the myriad of other things men will spend money for or to do. But there are some pretty extensive strings attached to that some women may not be willing to endure. However, if you ingratiate yourself to another woman, women not only will try to repay favors for favors, they're less transactional about it. So it's like, you've done this thing for me, and now you have a place in my heart, or you have a place in my mind that it's really hard to come to a conclusion of when the debt is repaid. So in a way, it feels like you're almost taking advantage of the women or a woman or whatever. But I mean, it's kind of the nature of women that they can sometimes feel indebted to people from kindness. And it's hard to delineate, like, when is that debt repaid? So you may not get as much actual physical money from women, but you could definitely get some pretty extensive favors from women, and without all those messy sexual strings attached. So I'll leave you with this little parting gift. Women, go be a girl's girl. Who knows? You might get something pretty nice in return. It's not why you do it, but usually you get repaid in kind for the things that you do. And even when you don't, be rewarded by the goodness that you've done. So, food for thought. So that's it for now. See you next time. Bye.